परम सौभाग्य
We are extremely fortunate that we are celebrating a pious festival, that is, the World Holy Name Week is going on, and we all devotees are associating together, sitting together and chanting the holy names of the Lord, the holy names that are glorious and magnificent in our Vedic scriptures. There are so many pastimes and verses in which the glories of chanting of the holy names is described and prescribed. If you want to start any pious activity, and before you start that, we need to purify ourselves first. And the living entity in this Kali Yuga is impure from all the aspects of life. And there is a rule or regulation that when we start the deity service, then we should go after taking the bath. There should not be any sweat. But no matter how much you try, but still you will sweat and you will become impure. So before we start any pious activity and we want to purify ourselves, then how are we going to purify ourselves at that point of time? In Garud Puran, Sri Vedvyas Muni writes, in this material world, the most pious thing in this world is Lord Shri Krishna himself. And in Bhagvat Gita also, he has said that I am the most purest of all. And his name is far more pure and pious than Krishna is his name. Therefore, in Garud Puran, there is this famous verse,
पवित्रो वा सर्ववसतां गतोऽपि वा यः स्मरेत पुण्डरीकाक्षं यः स्मरेत पुण्डरीकाक्षं स बाह्याभ्यन्तर शुचि स बाह्याभ्यन्तर शुचि। तैयार हो जाइए क्योंकि अब हम आपको ब्राह्मण बनाने जा रहे हैं।
So get ready, I'm going to make you Brahmana. So when a Brahmana starts a karmkand or a yajna, a fire sacrifice or any pious activity, then first of all, he purifies the host, and that is done by the help of this verse. So we need to learn this verse. And whenever you want to purify yourself, just take water in your right hand and speak this mantra thrice. And just pour it on your head and we will become pure or purified. And we become qualified to perform any pious activity. Whenever you're going to sit for the katha, then you can do that as one time Gurudev was doing the katha in US and he told everybody to take water and use this mantra. mantra and put on themselves, because the more we purify ourselves and listen to the Bhagavad Katha, then it will be more beneficial for us. So this is the mantra to purify ourselves, and it sings the glories of the chanting of the holy names. So before you want to do any pious activity and you want to purify yourself and this mantra is being spoken, so no matter what pious activity you're going to perform, any pious deed that you want to perform and you want to purify yourself, then you should use this mantra by putting water in your hand, speaking the mantra, and then Om Vishnu and putting on your forehead. So my focus here is on the importance or glories of the holy name. So this mantra also speaks the glories of the chanting of the holy names. And this is the verse from Garud Puran, as I mentioned earlier. So we need to understand the meaning of this verse or mantra. First of all, any mantra starts with Om. This is the first word that the Lord spoke, and that is why it is called Shabd Brahm. So if we want to see the sound form of the Lord, then we should see Om. And it is a directional word. Either you are pure, impure or pure, doesn't matter.
मत कीजिए, पवित्रो वा अपवित्रो वा, आप अपवित्र हो या
either you're impure or pure, or sarva avastham gatopiva. That means that outwardly, no matter your condition, whether you're wearing torn clothes and your hair are disabled, but yah means but, smaret means you, if you remember, pundarikaksham means the lotus-eyed Lord Shri Krishna's name, Saha, that person who remembers the holy names of the Lord, becomes pure inside and outside. So how much glories are there for the holy names. So if someone chants the name of the holy name, it's not about just chanting. If we just even remind ourselves of Lord Shri Krishna, then that person becomes pure inside and outside. Shuchihi means most pious or pure. Now that we're talking about Karma Kanda, why should I give you half knowledge? Let me give you the full knowledge. So, whenever you're performing any pious activity, so there are three rules. In the beginning, in the middle, and in the end, three things that are to be done. And if you perform these, then your work will become complete. But if you don't do it, then no matter how perfectly you do it, it will still not be considered complete. So where is it mentioned? It is mentioned in Brahma Vaivarvat Puran. There is a Brahma Khand, and there in the 17th chapter, 18th verse, Sri Sut Goswami, son, that is Romharshan Sut, son, Ugrishrava, says this or speaks this verse in front of your screen.
Deva Seshe Vishnum Yacha Smare Karma Rambhe Chama Deva Seshe Vishnum Chaya Smare Paripurnatasya karma Paripurnatasya karma Vaidikam cha bhavet dvija Vaidikam cha bhavet dvija. कर्मारंभे किसी भी
In the beginning of starting any work, so Ugrishrava Suchi is telling this to the Shaunak Adi sages. So karma means here karma kand or yajna or form of sacrifice or any kind of pious auspicious activity like marriage, any kind of pious or auspicious activity. So before starting that and in the middle of that action and at the end of that work, so no matter if you speak 3 times, then that is the best. So va means here or. So if you say in the beginning or in the beginning or at the end, what? Vishnum cha yasmaret. That means if you remember Lord Vishnu's name, then it is considered complete. So that karma is considered complete. Vaidikam cha bhavet dvija. That means it will be considered complete if you remember the name of Vishnu either in the beginning or middle or end. And in other words, it can be safely said that no matter how much pious work you do perfectly, but if you don't remember Vishnu, it might be perfect in your eyes, but it will not be considered complete. So no matter what you do, it is completed only by the name of Vishnuji's name. That is why we start and finish with the chanting of the holy names and kirtana. Once in Skanda Purana and in Skanda Purana Vaishnav Khanda, there is a chapter called Margashish Mahatma, and it is the 15th chapter and the 58th verse. Brahmaji asks Krishna directly, "Oh Lord Hari, you have thousands of names. I just want to know clearly that out of those 1,000 names, So which one you like the most? No doubt you love all of them, but which is the one that is your most favorite? And which name shall we call or address you that you will be satisfied? So it is asked in Skanda Puran in the 58th verse in 15th chapter by Brahmaji. And what did he ask? That you have so many names, which is your most favorite? And Sri Krishna replies in this verse, even if you die, you won't be able to find. You can't imagine from where I search and share it with you. These are so much philosophical points here that can change our lives.
स्तोषो मम भवेत् क्वचित् नान्याभिर्नाम कोटिभिः स्तोषो मम भवेत् क्वचित् श्रीकृष्णेति कृतोच्चारे श्रीकृष्णेति कृतोच्चारे प्रीतिरेवाधिकाधिका प्रीतिरेवाधिकाधिका। ब्रह्मा जी ने कहा कि आपके हजारों नामों में
Brahma ji asked that out of your thousands names, which is your most favorite and which satisfies you the most? Then Lord Shri Krishna replies, Na anya bhi. So if you break this word, na anya bhi, if it's na, then it's only one, but anya means many. So out of my crores of names, na tosho, they don't satisfy me. Krishna says that my crores of names that I have, they never satisfy me completely. I have crores of names, but they don't satisfy me. But Shri Krishna iti, that means that Krishna, that is my name. If someone chants this name, then my affection towards that devotee becomes increased and constantly. And it is mentioned so clearly. People say that we can chant Govind Hare Murare, but Krishna loves his name, the Mahamantra, the most. So Lord Krishna himself speaks this in Skanda Puran, that my other names can never satisfy me, but this, if someone takes my name Krishna, then my attachment and affection towards that devotee increases many folds. So this is the glory of the holy name. So just want to share one more thing before we proceed to the Bhagavatam Katha. So you might say that there is so many glories of the holy name, but in Amrit Charcha online, why are we chanting the holy names together? We can chant the holy names in seclusion as well. So we keep the mobile on and we chant together. Why? So sometimes people ask this question. Sometimes people comment that what is the need for to show off? But if we ignore that and we quote from the scripture, this was asked by Brahmaji to Lord Vishnu. It's mentioned in the Skanda Puran, Vaishnav Khand, in the 10th chapter, 10th verse. So from Skanda Puran 10.10, there is a verse that why you have need to chant in association of the devotees. Is there any importance of place while chanting the holy names? So please do share. Then Lord Vishnu replies in the verse in front of your screen.
Ekagунam japyam गोष्ठे दश गुणं भवेत् नदी तीरे शतं विद्या अन्यगारे दशाधिकम् तीर्थादिषु सहस्रं स्यात् तीर्थादिषु सहस्रस्या अनन्तं मम सन्निधो अनन्तं मम सन्निधो। गृहेषु एक गुणम जाप्यम। अद्भुत।
So, this is an amazing verse. All the verses today are shining like gems and pearls. So if we chant the holy names in our home, then what is the result? That means we will get the benefit of one time.
एक गुणम जाप्यम, घर पर हरि नाम लेने से एक गुना फल मिलेगा।
So if we chant the holy names at our home, then we'll get the result one time. But if we chant with 4-5 people, like we sit in Amrit Charcha and chant the holy names, then the same chanting will be, Goshthe means association of the devotees, it will be multiplied by 10 times. So it will be tenfold. So the decision is in your hands. Whether you want to chant 2, 4, 10 or 16. So if you chant alone at your home, then you will get the result only once. But if you chant with association of devotees, then it will be tenfold. But do you want to proceed further? In the next line, sentence, it is mentioned, Nadi tire shatam vidha. So if you sit on the banks of holy rivers like Ganga and Yamuna, then you will get the result 100 times.
गंगा यमुना के तट पर करेंगे तो 100 गुना फल मिलेगा। और फिर आगे कहते हैं,
and then he further adds, And if you chant near the place where the Bhagavad Katha is organized, or if you are chanting the holy names before the Katha starts, like, so if there is a Homa sacrifice, a Gyan Yajna is being performed, then so that will give you the benefit of 1,000 times. So not during the pastime of like Bhagavatam, but before that or after that, if you chant the holy names, the effect will be 1,000 times more. You want me to remind you? So first time, if you do it at your home, it's one time, and with in association 10 times, on the banks of a river or holy river 100 times, and if you do it before or after near the Homa sacrifice, then it will be 1,000 times. And if you chant the holy names in the holy places or dhama, then you will get crore times the benefit. We need to work the same. Then why should we sit alone? Why don't we sit in association of devotees in the beginning of Bhagavatam? Then we will get so much more result. And I'm not saying this. Lord Vishnu himself is telling this to Brahmaji in Skanda Puran 10.10. And it is mentioned in Vaishnav Khand. So this is the glory of the holy name. And the World Holy Week is going on, and you all are celebrating with us. So let's chant the holy names and do some Sankirtan and proceed further.
Jaya Jaya Navala Kishore Jaya Gopi Chit Chora Prabhu Jaya Gopi Chit Chora Prabhu Jaya Jaya Makhan Chor Jaya Jaya Makhan Chor Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki उपस्थित
Hare Krishna, I welcome all the mellowful devotees who are attending this assembly. I especially extend my warm welcome to the senior devotees or Vaishnavas of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, Iskcon, and I welcome all the listeners and devotees who have joined through the medium of Facebook, YouTube, etc. from all parts of the world, and in particular for the welfare of the society at whole or at large, in the auspicious Pitrupaksh, in reverie of their ancestors like Shri Sitaram Agarwal, Gomati Devi, Baldev Das, Vasanti Devi, Ramlal Ji, Vishambar Lal Ji, and Vishwamangal Prabhu, in remembering all these pious ancestors and organizers of this beautiful Bhagavatam Katha, the residents of Seattle, Shri Manoj Agarwal, Nidhi Agarwal, and their mother from Nepal, Kathmandu, Srimati Lalita Agarwal, I welcome you all on the last and the 7th day of this Bhagavatam Katha, and our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Radhe Shyam.
मुझे बड़ा हर्ष हो रहा है
I'm extremely happy that the family that has organized this katha, Shri Vishwanath Prabhu in this family, because of his devotional service and surrender towards the Lord, this Agarwal family has been able to perform such an uphill task without any obstacle. We usually say that we're doing it for the welfare of our ancestors. But in truth, the fact of the matter is that when you have mercy of such ancestors and when they are already liberated, then only a person from their family can organize a katha. I want to say a few words about Vishwamangal Prabhu, the family that has organized this beautiful katha. He was an expert scientist and a teacher, and who had given a direction to so many students and people in his life. In his early life, he was in US, he stayed in Germany as well, he's lived in India or Bharat as well, and in Nepal, he lived his life in studying, and when he was a kid, he used to live in Germany, and though he was living in Germany, he knew Sanskrit, and the kids in Germany were taught Sanskrit and Mahabharat. So I'm telling about the ancestor of the organizer of this beautiful katha. So for a long time, he was eager to understand about Iskcon as an organization, as he was really attached to Bhagvat Gita, and his attachment towards Bhagvat Gita, and that is the reason he got in touch with Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, and he read it. And I'm overwhelmed that he used to live in America, and he was almost settled in US as a scientist, and he was established and was renowned. But for one goal, he left the United States. He left his job as a scientist, and that was to serve his parents. his parents used to stay in Nepal, and he decided that everything else can be achieved, but when will I get opportunity to serve my parents? He left the states and his job, and he went to Nepal to serve his parents. But when he reached Nepal, his social welfare didn't stop. He used all his life for social welfare. So, because he moved from US, so he had some means. So, he opened so many schools and colleges, and he started giving them free education. So, how much uphill task it is, which the member of this Agarwal family has performed.
जीवन का एक टर्निंग पॉइंट बताऊं.
And let me tell you a turning point in his life. He wanted to change and touch so many people's life. So he entered politics as well. He became a politician and became a active member to serve the people. And it is a belief in amongst the family members that officially he was in touch with Iskcon quite late. If we see in comparison to his age, but in his heart, he already had the principles of bhakti, and positive attitude was already present in him. And as soon as he got in touch with Iskcon, and he got attracted, and he progressed day and night. So in Nepal, Kathmandu, we have a huge Iskcon temple, and when it was being formed, then he gave a huge contribution, and our spiritual master Jayapataka Swami made him the president of Nepal Iskcon, and such Vishwanath Prabhu and his family has organized this beautiful katha, and constantly we have been listening since last 7 days about the glories of Bhagvatam, and without any obstacle we are going to conclude. And you all have been listening with so much love and affection and marked your presence for the welfare of your family and yourself, and that is the result that our Govind TV has reached to Gayaji. So the footage that you saw is from the morning hours of from Gayaji, and whatever you have contributed will be done in name of your family, will be done here with in serving the cows, the Vaishnavas, and in Gayaji, etc. So Gaya is a very auspicious holy place or dham. So shall we listen about Gayaji? So while this service is being performed in Gaya, so we should have darshan and we should listen about the glories of the same. In Padma Puran and in Vayu Puran and Agni Puran, so in 3 Puranas, Gayaji is mentioned or its glories are sung. And in all these Puranas, there is a similar verse. So let me present that verse in front of you. See the glory of Govind TV, that we can see the footage and we can have the verse. And I can see you and you all can see us. All these three Puranas have this common verse. So let's sing this because it sings the glories of Gayaji.
येष्ट्वा बहव पुत्र यद्ये कोपि गयां व्रजेत् एष्टव्या बहव पुत्र यद्ये कोपि गयां व्रजेत् यजेत वाश्वमेधेन यजेत वाश्वमेधेन नीलं वा वृषमुत्सृजेत् नीलं वा वृषमुत्सृजेत्। एष्टव्या बहव पुत्र, पद्म, वायु और अग्नि, 3 पुराण में यह कहा गया है।
So in all these three Puranas, it is said that in this country or world, if someone gets married and they beget children, Bhayava Putra. So if a person begets so many sons, why? So what is the reason to beget so many sons? So, and why we should beget sons? So just understand today. And we should have so many sons that out of those, even if one goes to Gaya ji, Gayam Brajet, so if you have 5 sons, then the probability that your son will go to Gaya will be more. That is why we should beget more sons. And that is the goal. That out of so many, at least one will go to Gaya, the holy dham. And Yajet Vashva Meghena. And after going to Gaya, he will, for the welfare of their parents, perform veneration or pindadan. And he will donate blue-colored cow. So we should have son so that he should go to Gayaji to perform pindadan and give cow in charity. That is why we should have son. We might have so many sons, but we don't know. But our Vedic scriptures, Vedas, tell us. So, in conclusion, this is the glory of Gayaji. So, let me tell you the story of Gayaji in short. So, this pastime was asked by Naradji to Sanat Kumaras that what is the glory of Sri Dham Gayaji. Then Sanat Kumar tell Naraji that when Brahmaji was creating this material universe, and during that time, he gave birth to a demon, and his name was Gaya. Once he was born, he went to a mountain called Kolahal and he performed great austerity. And he stopped breathing. And when it was on the extreme, then Indra, the king of heaven, was disturbed and he was afraid that he is a demon and he is going to succeed in his austerity and he will snatch away my throne. So he went to Brahmaji with all the demigods. Brahmaji said that I cannot do anything. So he took them to Lord Shiva and he said that I cannot just destroy one demon. So you should go to Lord Vishnu. So all the demigods, Brahma and Vishnu, disturbed by this demon Gaya, went to Lord Vishnu. And they requested Lord Vishnu that please find a way. He is performing austerity and in future he will disturb all of us. Lord Vishnu said that you just go there. I will also reach there on my eagle or Garud. So they reached there and Lord Vishnu came on Garud and he was performing austerity and he was doing it perfectly. Lord Vishnu became satisfied that you should now stop. You should. I will fulfill your desire. What do you desire? Then he said that I don't want anything. I just want a benediction from you that whoever touches me will become purified and gets liberation. Now all the demigods, Brahma, Lord Shiva, that you should give it, otherwise he will disturb us. The Lord said, Tathastu, your desire will be fulfilled. So at that time everything became good. But when a wrong person gets the power, it's misused. So what he started doing is he used to search all the sinful demons, violent meat eaters person, and he used to touch them, and he had this benediction that whoever is touched by him will be purified and will get liberation. So he started liberating such sinful people, and one day it so happened that Yamraj's place was empty and the material universe principle was disturbed, and he said that, oh Lord Indra, that the whole universe principle have been disturbed. All the sinful people were going to heaven and we have given the benediction and he is misusing it. What are we supposed to do now? So they said that you do one thing. You all go. So this is the plan of Lord Vishnu. He said that you go to him and tell him that we want to perform a fire sacrifice and we want a pious place. And so there is no pious place. So why don't you just lie down and we will perform the fire sacrifice or yajna. So anyways, you are giving liberation to so many people. So please do this for our welfare so that we can also get an opportunity to perform a homa or fire sacrifice. They said that because of you, I got this benediction. So okay, I will lie down, but please do it fast. So they said that no problem, we'll do it fast. So Gaya, lie down. And Brahmaji started the homa or fire sacrifice. So the plan was, now that he is lying, the problem was that he was roaming and liberating people. So if he was in a fixed place, then it will not be problematic. But he was giving liberation to people who were not qualified. So Lord Vishnu sent the message that all the demigods should sit on his body so that he might not be able to stand at all. So 33 crores of demigods stood on him and the sacrifice was finished and he started so he started shaking so that we all are sitting on him but still he's trying to stand up. Then Lord Vishnu from his body he gave a deity with a club and he said that just put it on him so that he will not be able to move. So the demigods brought this deity manifested from the body of Lord Vishnu and they kept it on Gaya demon. So there was such a huge deity. Brahmaji is sitting with 5 heads. And Ganeshji also sat. And so all the demigods sat there. And when they all sat and Lord deity was sitting, so he was not unable to move. And they thought that now he is fixed, now that he cannot roam. Because if he roams, then he will change the system of the material universe. So now that he was unable to move, so he said that you asked my body, but now you should allow me to move. So they said that no, we will stay here. Lord Vishnu said that you have done a great job. Our Soma sacrifice is finished or complete because of you. So you can ask for a benediction. Just because by the touch of the Lord, his heart was purified and he asked 5 things. Please listen carefully. First of all, he asked, till the sun, moon, and earth are there in this material universe, till then you should stay on me. So all the demigods, Lord Vishnu's deity form, everybody will stay there.
और दूसरा वरदान मांगा
And the second benediction for he asked was that as you will be here, so it will be considered as a holy place, but it should be named after me. So it became famous as Gaya Dham after this demon Gaya. And the third benediction he asked was that whoever takes a dip or performs charity, then he will get the benefit of all the holy places just by taking a dip here. And the Lord was agreeing on everything till the point that he should not move from here. And the fourth benediction he asked was that after performing veneration to Gadadhar Bhagwan Vishnu, who is present, if you see the mountain there, that is the place. And here the Lord Vishnu with his club, and they see him, then their thousands of ancestors will be liberated. And the fifth and was that if anybody performs Pitrudan for their ancestors, they will go to Vaikuntha. And the Lord agreed and said Tathastu, that if someone does the Pindadan here, then he will go to Vaikuntha. So this is the glory of Gayadham. And Sanat Kumar told one more pastime, that in Haridwar there was a kumbh and so many sages gathered there, and they started discussing and contemplating on so many philosophical points, and they came to a decision that the Kali Yuga is arriving and all our respect and faith will be diminished, and it's not appropriate for us to stay here. So we should go to Vaikuntha near the lotus feet of the Lord. We should leave the earth and stay near the lotus feet of the Lord in Vaikuntha. But there were so many questions as well, that this is right, but how are we going to reach Vaikuntha? Then Shaunak Muni, who was there, said that, oh sages, if you want to sit near the lotus feet of the Lord in Vaikuntha, then there is one vehicle. And said that there are the footprints of Lord Vishnu in Gayaji, and if we perform Pindadan there, then we will go to the eternal abode of the Lord, that is Vaikuntha. So they all went to Gaya and they did perform Pindadan, and they all went to the eternal abode of the Lord, Vaikuntha. And this is mentioned in Skand Puran, which is told by Sanat Kumaras to Narad Muni. So this is the place. So this river is Falgu river. And its history is related to Lord Sri Ram. So Ram, Lakshman and Janaki, to perform the Shraddh or oblation or veneration for their ancestor Dashrathji, they performed it here. So they sat here under the tree, and Ram and Lakshmanji gathered all the things, wanted to gather all the things for venerating their father. So they went to the market, and there was a oracle that the special time to offer veneration is this time, and you should do it fast. So Ramji, Sitaji didn't waited for Ramji and Lakshman to come back, but Sitaji, in presence of cow, Patriksh and Ketki flower, she did the veneration. And when it was over, Ramji and Lakshmanji came And they asked, Sita ji said that we don't need to do it now anymore because I've already done it. Ramji said that how will we trust you? He said that you can ask the Falgu river, the Ketki flower, the cow, etc. and the Vatriksh. So out of all these four, only the Vatriksh replied yes, but all the three didn't reply. Falgu river said that you're not saying, you should have said, so I curse you that you will go underground in the on the earth. That is the reason Falgu river is almost underground. If you just dig a little, the water will come out. So she is under the ground. And it is said that from the right thumb of Lord Vishnuji's feet, it manifested and it was brought to earth by Lord Brahma. And it is considered as the river form of Lord Vishnu. And that is why it has the fragrance of Lord Sri Krishna. And if you go to Gaya, there are so many temples. So this Gaya was a demon, but it became a holy place. And it is his body. The whole Gaya is the body of this Gaya demon. And what has he said? That all these demons and Lord Vishnu will stay here. So what does it mean? That all the demigods and Lord Vishnu, everyone stays here. And there is a beautiful Vishnu temple. And if you go there, the queen of Indore, Ahilyabai, had transformed the temple here and built the temple here. So there is a beautiful history that is related to us, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got married, and after 3 months, after that he went to to Gayaji to perform the sacrifice for his father from Jagannath Puri. And he went to the temple of Lord Vishnu. And when he saw the lotus feet of the Lord, and the doors were closed at that time, and as the doors were closed, and all the devotees were singing Gopi Geet. This visit to Gayaji was a turning point for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Before coming to Gayaji, he was Nimai Pandit who was naughty. But after coming to Gayaji, his Radha Bhav manifested, and he started crying vehemently day and night in separation with Lord Sri Krishna. He was not Nimai anymore. Even Shachi Mata said that the person who went didn't came back. He's someone else. So the description is like, when this Gopi Geet was being sung,
पापकर्षणं तृणचरानुगं श्रीनिकेतनं फणिफणार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजम् कृणुकुचेषु न कृन्दिरीचयम्। इस प्रकार से गोपी गीत का श्लोक चल रहा था, मंदिर का पट खुला।
The verse of Gopi Geet was being sung, and the temple opened, and when he saw the lotus feet of the Lord, and his heart became overwhelmed. He started jumping, and his students tried to stop him, but nobody could control him. And at that time, the chanting of Krishna, Krishna, Ishwar Puri heard it, and he came forward. And people said that he is a saint. And he said that, please see what happened to this. Why, is this any disease? Ishwar Puri said that this is not a disease. This is Krishna Prema. So you should do one thing. In the conclusion of Gopi Gita, when they see the Lord Krishna, just recite that verse. So they sang that. And when they recited this, then Mahaprabhu became conscious and became steady. And as a deer who is attacked by an arrow and shivers, similarly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had this position, and he told Ishwar Puri that, please bless me, I'm wasting my life. Please have mercy on me. Please initiate me. I want to see Lord Shri Krishna. Ishwar Puri thought that he's our Lord, and because of the Leela, he is asking, so he initiated him. And from this place, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took Krishna Prema and went to Navadvip Dham. It is our extreme fortune that our Govind team, that Ujjwal Das, Ujjwal Prabhu Dhaval, has went there with so many devotees and are doing the veneration. And so let's conclude into, or we should remember our ancestors and pray for their veneration or liberation.
जय पितृदेवा प्रभु जय पितृदेवा श्रद्धारूप से लेवो श्रद्धारूप से लेवो प्रिय सुत की सेवा। ओम जय पितृदेवा। पांच कोश में स्थित है गया श्राद्ध भूमि। बोध गया अति पावन बोध गया अति पावन जिसमें बुध देवा। जय पितृदेवा जय पितृदेवा प्रभु जय पितृदेवा श्रद्धारूप से लेवो श्रद्धारूप से लेवो प्रिय सुत की सेवा। ओम जय पितृदेवा। फल्गु तीर्थ की महिमा विष्णु ने गाई प्रभु विष्णु ने गाई। यति निर्मल सब, पावन यति निर्मल सब, बसे तीर्थ देवा। ओम जय पितृदेवा, जय पितृदेवा, प्रभु जय पितृदेवा। श्रद्धा रूप से लेवो, श्रद्धा रूप से लेवो, प्रिय सुत की सेवा। ओम जय पितृदेवा। गया गदाधर भूमि, शीला पे देवा, प्रभु शीला पे सब देवा। श्राद्ध करे श्रद्धा से, श्राद्ध करे श्रद्धा से, संग विश्व देवा। ओम जय पितृदेवा। भाव से जय पितृदेवा, प्रभु जय पितृदेवा। श्रद्धा रूप से लेवो, श्रद्धा रूप से लेवो, प्रिय सुत की सेवा। ओम जय पितृदेवा, ओम जय पितृदेवा, ओम जय पितृदेवा। श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की। आइए कथा प्रसंग की ओर हम आगे बढ़े। उसके पहले 1 मिनट के लिए सूचना सुनते हैं और फिर हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आज बड़े सौभाग्यशाली अनुभव कर रहे हैं हम अपने आप लोग। यहाँ पर श्रीधाम गया से हम सब इस दर्शन को प्राप्त कर पा रहे हैं और बहुत ही सुंदर गया की महिमा हमने आस्वादन की प्रभु जी के मुखारविंद से। कैसे अनेक अनेक पुराण में, अग्नि पुराण बताया प्रभु जी ने, और भी पुराण बताया, इसमें इस गया की महिमा और कुछ गया की हमें कथा श्रवण कराई। तो वास्तव में जीवन में प्रथम बार हमने ये श्रवण किया कि कैसे गया धाम प्रकट हुआ। कि ये जो गया था, he was a demon actually, but he has the good intention कि लोगों को भगवान के धाम पे पहुंचाना है। तो बहुत सुंदर उन्होंने उस जो सिद्धि उन्होंने प्राप्त की थी, उनसे वो असुरों के पास जाने लगे और उनको भगवान का धाम प्रदान करने लगे। और बहुत सुंदर जब प्रभु जी ने भी बताया कि कैसे एटलीस्ट जो भी व्यक्ति भगवान को प्राप्त करना चाहिए उन्हें कुछ तो एफर्ट डालनी चाहिए ना। ये तो भगवान की कृपा है कि वे सब अपने नाम के रूप में आकर हम लोगों के पास आते हैं, अन्यथा हमें प्रयास करना चाहिए यदि हम अपना तथा हमारे स्वजनों का उद्धार करना चाहते हैं तो उधर जाने के लिए। तो यही विचार से कि देखा कि प्रकृति का ये जो नियम है उसका मिसयूज हो रहा है, यानी वो एक अलग रूप से यूटिलाइज हो रहा है। तो यही सोचकर सारे देवी देवताओं ने ये तथा भगवान ने निर्णय लिया कि गया को उसी स्थान पर एक स्थान पर रखे और वहां लोगों को बुलाए, जिससे कि उनका उद्धार हो सके। तो कुछ एफर्ट हमारी ओर से होना चाहिए, बाकी काम तो भगवान करते हैं, उनका नाम करता है। तो यहाँ बहुत सुंदर इस महिमा को जी ने हमें बताया कि कैसे गया में जाने से, वहां श्राद्ध क्रिया करने से वो व्यक्ति, वह जीवात्मा, वो पितृ वैकुंठ को गमन करते हैं। तो ऐसी सुंदर महिमा प्रभु जी ने आज हमें यहाँ पर इस कथा के अंतर्गत हमें श्रवण कराई। तो बहुत ही सुंदर यह पितृ पक्ष चल रहा है, जहाँ पर हम श्राद्ध की महिमा और पितरों की पिंडदान की महिमा वगैरह प्रभु जी के मुखारविंद से श्रवण कर रहे हैं। और साथ ही साथ आज हमने हमारे जो भागवत कथा की आयोजक परिवार है, अग्रवाल फैमिली, उनकी विश्वनाथ प्रभु, इस ग्रेस विश्वनाथ प्रभु, उनकी कुछ बायोग्राफी के विषय में हमने जाना कि कैसे वो बीइंग अ साइंटिस्ट ही हैड वंडरफुल डिजायर ऑफ हैविंग लोगों के कल्याण हेतु उन्होंने भगवत गीता, भागवतम तथा हमारी इस परंपरा को उन्होंने चुना, इससे कि वह भागवत प्रचार में सहयोग कर सके। और बहुत सुंदर उन्होंने काठमांडू में भी इस्कॉन की में प्रेसिडेंट की पदवी प्राप्त की और वहां पर उन्होंने सुंदर सहयोग सेवा की, और यही संस्कार हम उनके परिवार में भी देख रहे हैं। तो वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू दिस वंडरफुल फैमिली, जिनके इस सुंदर सहयोग से हमें यह हरि कथा श्रवण करने को मिली, जहाँ पर विशेष हम पितृ श्राद्ध की महिमा आस्वादन कर रहे हैं, विच इज नेवर हर्ड ऑफ। तो थैंक यू सो मच। और साथ ही साथ बहुत ही सुंदर हरिनाम महिमा भी हम श्रवण कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर। और आज हरिनाम महिमा के अंतर्गत हमें श्रवण करने को मिला कि कैसे भगवान के पहले तो हमने ये जाना कि हम सब स्वयं को कैसे पवित्र कर सकते हैं बाय चैंटिंग दैट मंत्र ओम अपवित्र पवित्र वा। ये जो ब्राह्मण प्राय गाते हैं, और प्रभु जी ने हम सबको उस स्तर पर लेके आ गए कि आप स्वयं भी स्वयं को इस प्रकार पवित्र कर सकते हैं इस मंत्र को चैंट करके। और साथ ही साथ भगवान हर कार्य जो भी हम कार्य करते हैं उसमें भगवान विष्णु का स्मरण यदि हम करते हैं आदि मध्य और अंत में, तो वह कार्य सफल हो जाता है हमारा। तो ये सुंदर चीजें हमें आज भागवत कथा के अंतर्गत श्रवण करने को मिली। और हरिनाम जपा हम करते हैं प्रतिदिन, तो कैसे हम सब एकत्रित होकर जपा करने की जो महिमा हमें आस्वादन किया है कि जब जनरली हम सब अकेले बैठकर जपा करने के यूज टू है, परंतु पिछले 1 साल से ये सुंदर प्लेटफॉर्म हमें प्राप्त हुआ है जहाँ पर हम सब एकत्रित होकर इस हरिनाम जपा की महिमा हरिनाम कर रहे हैं। और प्राय बहुत सारे भक्त हमारे साथ में जुड़े हैं। तो आप सभी भक्तों से भी हम यही निवेदन करते हैं कि आने वाले दिनों में भी आप इसी प्रकार हमारे साथ में जुड़िए। यहाँ पर इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर हम प्रतिदिन भारत के ब्रह्म मुहूर्त के समय के अनुसार हरिनाम जपा कर रहे हैं। तो यदि आप भी हमारे साथ में जुड़ना चाहते हैं तो यस, यू कैन ऑल्सो ज्वाइन अस। सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पर है, सेम यूजर आईडी पासवर्ड के साथ में आप हमारे साथ में एट दिस टाइम यू कैन बी विथ अस 5:30 to 7:30 इंडिया के स्टैंडर्ड टाइम के अनुसार, और 8 to 10 PM यूएस के समय के अनुसार यह हरिनाम जपा प्रतिदिन हम करते हैं यहाँ पर इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर। तो आप सब इसमें आमंत्रित हैं कि आप सब भी आइए। और ये जो विशेष पर्व चल रहा है वर्ल्ड होली नेम डेज, तो आप भी इसमें हमारे साथ में जुड़िए और हमारे साथ में जुड़िए और अपने जीवन को कल्याण कीजिए। सो थैंक यू सो मच। आप साथ ही साथ यह भागवत कथा का पुनाहुति दिन है, तो बहुत सुंदर यहाँ पर हमने इस भागवत कथा को श्रवण किए। और हम निवेदन करेंगे प्रभु जी को कि ये जो महिमा हम श्रवण कर रहे हैं पितृ श्राद्ध पक्ष और पितरों की महिमा, श्राद्ध की महिमा और भागवतम की जो लीला कथा को आप इसी को ही कंटिन्यू कीजिए, क्योंकि यह समय वास्तव में उचित है इन महिमा को श्रवण करने के लिए। जैसे आपने बताया था कि जिस वक्त जो पर्व है उस पर्व के विषय में सुनते हैं तो हमारा मन और अधिक लगता है और अधिक हमें उस कार्य में प्रेरणा मिलती है, तो उस समय हम वो कार्य और अच्छे से कर सकते हैं इन द सेंस। तो आपसे यही निवेदन है कि प्रभु जी इस टॉपिक को हम कंटिन्यू करें, जिससे कि हम सब यहाँ पर ये पितृ श्राद्ध पर्व चल रहा है तो पितरों की महिमा, भागवत की महिमा हम सुने। सो आशा करते हैं आप इसी प्रकार से कंटिन्यू करेंगे। और ये भागवत कथा हम आने वाली जो नेक्स्ट भागवत कथा है वो 22 से लेकर 26 को श्रवण करेंगे। तो आप सभी से निवेदन है आप इस डेट्स को नोट कर लीजिए और समय में परिवर्तन है वो भी नोट कर लीजिएगा, क्योंकि आने वाली जो कथा है भारत के समय के लिए 8:30 बजे रात को से लेकर 11 बजे होगी, और यूके यूएसए के लिए यूके के लिए 4 PM to 6:30 PM और यूएसए के लिए 11 AM से लेकर 1:30 PM तक। तो आप इस डेट्स को नोट कर लीजिएगा। और साथ ही साथ यदि आपने अभी तक अपने पितरों के नाम हमें नहीं दिए हैं, क्योंकि ये सुंदर कार्य हम जो देख रहे हैं अभी गया में, वो हमारे भक्त कर बड़े लगाव के साथ में कर रहे हैं कि वो चाहते हैं कि हमारे अमृत चर्चा परिवार के या हमारे जो श्रोतागण है वह सब हमारे साथ में जुड़े और ये जो महिमा हम आस्वादन कर रहे हैं उनसे कुछ सीखे समझे और अपने पितरों के लिए यथाशक्ति उनके लिए हम सहयोग करें। मतलब ये यथाशक्ति हमारा जो कर्तव्य है करना चाहिए। तो आप सब अपने पितरों के नाम हमें दे अवश्य दे, जिससे कि हम इन सारी सेवा में उनको इंक्लूड कर सके और उनको भी इस प्रकार गोलोक धाम के भागी बना सके। तो आप हमें अपने पितरों के नाम इस नंबर पर दीजिएगा, विच इज 7567545555, और आने वाले दिनों में आप भी इस प्रकार की सेवा में हमारे साथ में जुड़िए। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सभी भक्तों का। आइए हम निवेदन करें श्री लाल गोविंद जी से कि वह शेष कथा को शुरू करें। धन्यवाद। हरे कृष्ण।
तितिक्षव कारुणिका सुहृद सर्वदेहिनां अजात शत्रवः शांत साधवः साधुभूषणा। गत सत्र में हम सब ने श्रवण किया
We have heard so far
किस प्रकार
how
मनु और शत्रुपा की कन्या
Manu and Shatrupa's daughter Mata Devhuti got married to Karda Muni,
और सुंदर घर गृहस्थी
and they have a beautiful household,
और उसे प्रसन्न होकर स्वयं भगवान
and the Lord
कपिल देव
became so happy that he manifested as their son Kapil Dev.
करदम जी संन्यास लेकर
And
वन में
Karda
चले
Muni
जाते हैं
took sannyas and
और एक
leaves for the
दिन
forest, and one day
माता देवहूति
Mata Devhuti,
दोनों हाथ जोड़कर
with folded
बड़ी
hands
विनम्रता से
and with all humility,
भगवान कपिल देव के चरणों में निवेदन करती हैं
it requests Lord Kapil Dev that I've come here not as a mother but as an inquisitive person came to you, and I request at your lotus feet. I am unhappy in so many ways, so please remove my distress. Lord Kapil Dev said that the reason for distress is bondage, and the bondage is because of attachment. So we should get free from attachment, then automatically we'll be freed from the bondage, and once we are free from bondage, we will be relieved of our distress. But how are we going to get relieved of this attachment? Lord Kapil Dev gives a easy solution. He says that instead of attaching ourselves to the material things and people, if we attach ourselves or are attached to the sages and saints, then the doors of liberation will be opened. So we should get attached to the devotees of the Lord. So then Mata Devhuti says, if we attach ourselves to the devotee of the Lord or saints, then how are we going to know that who is a sage or a sadhu? Then Lord Kapil Dev replies, he says that a sadhu never has a hermitage. It's not that a brahmachari is or a sannyasi is a sadhu or a householder is a sannyasi. Anybody can be a sadhu. There is no dress code. And you cannot decide with hair. If you have long hair, doesn't mean that you're a sadhu. So the sadhu can be decided by his qualities. If he has the qualities of a saint, then he is considered a sadhu. But what are the qualities of a saint? Then Lord Kapil Dev replies, first of all, the quality of a saint or sages, the first and foremost is titikshava. Titukshu means tolerant. A sage is tolerant, and that is his first and foremost quality. And what does he tolerate? They tolerate so many things. First of all, they tolerate the changes in weather. In summers, gradually comes winter or the rains come, and there might be any change in the material nature, but still they fix to their rules and regulation to perform their sadhana. That person is sadhu. He tolerates what? The disrespect done by others. He tolerates disrespect. And it is easier to tolerate disrespect, but it is far more difficult to tolerate respect, but he knows how to digest it. Haridas Thakur was almost killed, but still he chanted the holy names. Jadev Goswami's hands and legs were cut, but yet he chanted the holy names. So they are fixed in their devotion to the Lord. And the second quality is Karunika. That means they are filled with mercy. So a person who is tolerant and who has mercy is considered a saint or a sage. So if we see, oh, other person and we see the thing that, oh, he is lower or he is inferior, so we should have mercy on such people. And the third quality is Suhad. That is, he tries from his end for the welfare of each and every living entity. So Sarvadehinam means towards all the living entities, he has a feeling of welfare, their welfare. And the fourth is Ajata Shatru, who has no enemy. Maybe a saint is considered enemy by others, but he never considers anybody as his enemy. As Dharamraj Yudhishthir, throughout his life, for your information, he never considered anybody his enemy. So this word can signify Yudhishthir Maharaj. Then the other quality is Shanta. That is, he is peaceful. Some say that our Guru Maharaj doesn't speak. So it's not because he is mute, but a person who is able to control his senses.
जिसकी वाणी कंट्रोल में है, मन कंट्रोल में है, क्रोध
who can control his speech, his mind, tummy, tongue, etc. is considered shant or peaceful. And sadhava means simple. He is like an open book. He is easy to understand. And that is his ornament. So, oh mother, these are the symptoms of a saint or saint. So, Devahuti said that these are internal qualities. We cannot judge from outside.
करुणा है 85% है या तितिक्षा इसके अंदर सहनशीलता कितनी है वो थोड़ी ना सीधा पता चलता है.
So we cannot know directly. So Mata Devati said that the qualities that you have shared are internal qualities. But how, what are his external qualities? How does he spends his day? Then Kapil Dev replies, Mad Ashraya. A sadhu is a person who is fully surrendered to me, who has complete faith in me. And what does he do? Kathamrishti. He is always engaged in my pastimes. And what does he do? First he listens, Shrunvanti. It's not just he preaches. No, but he first listens. So first he listens. He listens a lot. And when he gets an opportunity, at that time he speaks Kathayanti cha, or he sings or preaches about the same. So these are the external symptoms. In the previous word, it were the internal symptoms. Now we're discussing the external symptoms. So rather than checking others, let's check ourselves. If we want to imbibe these qualities, then we should have these qualities.
श्रृणवंती मेरी कथा सुनता है अवसर आने पर बोलता है बस कथा ही सुनता है बोलता है तो जीवन में जो प्रॉब्लम है उसका सॉल्यूशन कब करता है
And then if he just listens and speaks about the katha, then when does he resolve the distress or problem?
साधु जो होता है 24
So
घंटा कथा सुनता है कथा
that he
बोलता है
listens
और उस 24 घंटे में
and speaks
तपन्ति
the katha.
विविधास तापा उसके जीवन में अनेकों प्रकार के ताप
And
दुख क्लेश आते हैं
he faces so many types of distress, but yet his mind is untouched by the same. Why? Because his mind is already focused on me. As we heard about Janakji, that the whole city burned, but he was focused in Bhagvatam Katha. So they were not disturbed because they are focused on my lotus feet and my pastimes. And another introduction of a sage is, so this is the definition of the exalted unalloyed devotee of the Lord, Mai Ananya Bhavena. So Ananya means not anyone, only one Lord, that is Lord Krishna. We should respect others, but we will love only Lord Shri Krishna. And while performing devotional service towards me, he even leaves his job, not for his facility, but for me, or for to preach about me. He leaves his car, and he even leaves his family and his family members. For what? Just for me or my sake. That is the definition of a true sage. When the opportune time arrives, he has the opportunity or quality to sarva dharma pratigna paritajyate. So Lord Kapil Dev says, such sages, we should associate with such sages. And prasangan, that is, we should have complete association of such sages and saints. And what will we achieve? Virya samvido. you will get my pastime. And if you listen from such a sage, then
ऐसे साधु के मुख से निकली हुई कथा हृदय और कर्ण के लिए रसायन का काम
will
करती है, माने औषधि का काम
work
करती है,
as a
और
medicine
हृदय को भी आनंद
for
देती
your
है,
ears and
कर्ण को भी
heart.
आनंद देती है, दिल के दुख को दूर कर देती है,
It removes
और
all
हृदय
our
को
distress
परमानंद देती है।
and gives
सज्जोषणात्
bliss to
सदा
our ears.
सनात्मनि। ये कथा यदि निरंतर सुनते रहो,
And if you listen regularly from such a sage, then you can even move to the upper planetary system. And from you can move from the stage of Rati towards Prema Bhakti or Bhava Bhakti, etc. So you should listen from such sages and make our life beautiful. So Lord Kapil Dev gives instruction to Mata Devuti, and after listening to the same, she was satisfied and became peaceful. And Kapil Dev or Kapil Muni went to Gangasagar and Devuti to the eternal abode of the Lord. So we discussed about the five children of Manu and Shatrupa. So Devhuti's pastime is concluded here. The second daughter was Akuti, and she was married to Ruchi Prajapati, and they begot two kids, Yagya and Dakshina, and they got 12 sons.
तो आकुति की कथा भी लगभग हो ही गई, समझ लीजिए ना, रुचि प्रजापति के साथ। मनु शत्रुपा की तीसरी कन्या,
and then their third daughter, whose name was Prasuti, and she was married to Daksh Prajapati. And she begot 16 daughters with him. And she married these 13 daughters to Dharma, or self-righteousness personified, and they begot each a son. And then there were two daughters, Swadha and Swadha. Swadha was married to Agnidev, and their youngest daughter, Sati, the 16th one, was married to Shivji. So I wanted to bring you here. So who was she? And so it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So you already are aware of the pastimes. So let me just tell you the things that were unsaid before. So it so happened, might be aware of the pastime, that Shivji was disrespected in the sacrifice of Daksh Prajapati. He didn't even offer Shivji his share. And when Sati realized, and she couldn't tolerate this disrespect, and in Kankal Haridwar, in his sacrifice, she committed suicide. Lord Shiva became angry and he manifested Veerbhadra and destroyed everything. And they all went to the shelter of Brahmaji, and Brahmaji came to Shivji and pacified him. Now, let me share what you might not have heard before. So, when everything became peaceful, then Lord Vishnu manifested, and he gave a message to all the demigods that who is Lord Shiva. Because Daksh Prajapati was unable to understand who is Shiva, and because of that he disrespected him. So, so there are so many people who are unable to understand Lord Shiva and disrespect him. So Lord thought that let me just do this. And in the 4th canto, 7th chapter, verse 52 to 55 or 56, 3-4 verses, Sri Bhagwan Uvacha, and he tells something about Lord Shiva. So let me present the verse in front of your screen so that you can understand it better and enjoy the mellow.
स्वयं भगवान विष्णु कहते हैं कि अहम.
So this is the verse spoken by Lord himself. He said that me, Brahma and Shiva, Jagatah Karanam Param, and we are the ultimate cause of all causes combined. And he says that for the generation and preservation and destruction, I myself has manifested in these 3 forms. Further he adds, please listen carefully. The Lord says that by my own internal potency or energy, I created this material universe, and to create and to preserve and to destroy, I manifested in 3 incarnations.
तस्मिन् ब्रह्मण्य द्वितीये केवले परमात्मनि ब्रह्म रुद्रोच भूतानि भेदेनो अज्ञो अनुपश्यति. तो मुझ भगवान में,
so me, the Lord himself, Brahmani means Brahma form or impersonal form, and Rudra, that is Shivji. And if any living entity differentiates me or Shiva, then he is ignorant. Agya means ignorant. So, if you differentiate between me or Rudra or see them as non-different, then he is ignorant. Further he adds, as a person, a male, his head, hands and legs cannot separate. So you don't consider your head, hands or feet different from our body. So all these constitute our body and we cannot differentiate them. As all the parts of our bodies are non-different from us, similarly, Shiva is non-different than me, and he is my form. Do you know why Shivji is called Trinetra?
नलिनी माता जी आई है, नर्तकी शेरोनी माता जी फाइनली आ चुकी हैं. इसका मतलब ये बनता है कि प्रभु जी की तबीयत अच्छी है, वे अब आईसीयू से बाहर होंगे और स्वस्थ होकर घर पर लौटे होंगे या आने वाले होंगे, ये हम समझ पा रहे हैं. आप लोगों की प्रार्थना काम कर गई है खैर, तो मैं ये कह रहा था शिव जी के 3 नेत्र है।
So I was saying that Shivji has 3 eyes, and where did his third eye originated from?
त्रिनेत्र त्रिनेत्र तो हम बोलते ही हैं, तीसरा कहाँ से आया? सुनिए, ये इस श्लोक पर मैं बोल रहा
So
हूँ
listen, I'm speaking on this
कि
verse
भगवान कहते हैं जैसे
that the Lord says that
हमारे और हमारे हाथ पांव में कोई अंतर नहीं है,
there is no difference
जैसे मेरे
between
में और
our
शिव में कोई अंतर
limbs
नहीं है।
and and us. Similarly,
भगवान विष्णु
Shiva is not different than me.
शिव जी को रोज 1000 फूलों से पूजा करते थे।
So
आप कहोगे विष्णु बड़े शिव जी छोटे,
Vishnu ji
तो फिर
used to
विष्णु शिव
venerate
जी की क्यों सेवा
Shiv ji
करते हैं?
with 1,000
मैं
lotus
सीधा
flowers
आप ही
on
के
daily
ऊपर
basis.
आपका एग्जांपल देना
So
चाहता हूँ
if
कि आप
we will
कहोगे
say that
आप बड़े, आपका बेटा
Vishnu
छोटा।
is
अब मुझे बताइए,
bigger, then
आप
why
अपने
he's
बेटे
venerating
की
Lord
ज्यादा
Shiva?
सेवा करते हो कि बेटा आपकी
So
ज्यादा
I
सेवा
will give you an
करता है?
example that
बस मेरा एक प्रश्न का जवाब,
you have a son, so who
आप और
serves
आपका बेटा
more?
घर पे रहते
Your
ही होंगे,
son serves you
बेटा
more, or
ज्यादा
you
सेवा करता
serve
है कि
your
बाप
son
ज्यादा
more?
सेवा करता है? डंके की चोट पर कहा जाएगा कि बेटे
I
से
can
ज्यादा
say
सेवा बाप करता है,
with conviction that the
लेकिन फिर भी
father
बाप
serves
बाप
the
होता
son
है,
more, but
बेटा
yet
बेटा
the
होता है।
father is father and son
भगवान
is a
अपने
son.
भक्तों की कभी कभी
So
सेवा करते हैं,
Lord serves his devotees
अगर
sometimes.
भक्तों की सेवा नहीं करेंगे तो किस करेंगे?
And
कृष्ण ने
whom will he
अर्जुन का
serve?
रथ चलाया, मतलब कृष्ण छोटे हो
Krishna
गए, अर्जुन बड़ा हो गया।
became the
लोग
charioteer
कहते
of
हैं
Arjuna. So
कृष्ण ने अर्जुन की
did
सेवा नहीं
Krishna
की,
become smaller
कृष्ण
than
छोटे हो
Arjuna?
गए, अर्जुन बहुत बड़ा मालिक स्वामी हो गया। नहीं, अर्जुन का
No.
रथ चलाना ये कृष्ण का
So
प्रेम था,
it was because of the
और
love
प्रेम के
of
खातिर
Lord
कृष्ण
towards
कुछ भी
his
करते हैं।
friend Arjuna, and
इसी
for the sake
प्रकार
of love,
राम जी ने
Krishna
शिवलिंग की स्थापना
does
की,
anything.
और यहाँ पर जो
Ramji
प्रश्न सुना रहा हूँ,
established
भगवान ने
Shivling,
देखा शिव जी हमारे परम भक्त हैं, तो भगवान
and when
विष्णु रोज
Vishnuji saw
1000
that
फूलों
he
से शिव जी
is
की पूजा करते हैं। ये
offer
संकल्प था पूरे श्रावण महीने में
great
कि
devotee,
मैं 1000
so
फूलों
he
से
said that
पूजा करूंगा।
in Shravan I
एक
will
दिन
offer
क्या हुआ,
1,000
भगवान विष्णु
lotus
ऐसे पूरे
flowers to
आसन
him.
पर बैठ चुके थे, आचमन कर
And
चुके थे, वो आज का शुरुआत वाला मंत्र भी बोल चुके थे, ओम पवित्र पवित्रो वा सर्वस्थागतो विवा यस्मरेत पुंडरीकाक्ष सबाह्याभ्यंतर शुचि ओम श्री विष्णु। खुद ही विष्णु है लेकिन फिर भी ओम श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु भगवान विष्णु बोल चुके थे।
so he started the veneration, and he has used the mantra that we shared in the beginning of this katha, and he started offering the lotus flower to Lord Shiva, as he had taken this vow. And one day there was one flower less, so he had 999 flowers, and he was thinking, what am I supposed to do? I have taken this vow, I cannot stand from my seat, and who will go and get the flower for me? And if I don't offer the flower, then my vow will be dishonored. So he was distressed. So he thought that people call me Pundarikaksha. Pundarik Aksha means lotus eyed. Krishna is lotus eyed.
कृष्ण के नेत्र कैसे हैं? कमल
His
जैसे हैं।
eyes are like
बोले दुनिया
lotus.
के लोग मानते भी हैं और कुछ है भी ये तो ऐसा। तो बोले 1000 फूल चढ़ाना था,
So
तो
he
मेरा
thought that
पुष्प
I have to
घटता
offer
है, तो मेरा
1,000
नेत्र ही
lotus
कमल
flower.
जैसा है,
So
तो
my
मेरा
eye
नेत्र ही
is
चढ़ा दूंगा।
like lotus. So
तब
I will
भगवान
offer
विष्णु ने
my
अपना एक नेत्र
eye.
ही निकाल कर
So he
भगवान शिव जी के ऊपर चढ़ा
took
दिया।
his eye and offered it to Lord Shiva.
और शिव जी पहले 2 नेत्र वाले
And
थे, जब भगवान विष्णु ने
Shiva
चढ़ाया तो शिव
was
जी
with 2
3
eyes.
नेत्र
Now
वाले हो गए।
Shivji got
तब से
3
बन गए
eyes,
शिव जी
and
त्रिनेत्र।
he became Trinetra.
तो फिर आप सबका प्रश्न होगा, मैं जानता हूँ,
So it
कि फिर
might be a
भगवान
question
विष्णु
that
तो काणे हो गए होंगे,
what
क्योंकि
happened
आप
to
लोग उल्टी खोपड़ी तो
Lord
ज्यादा सोचते हैं,
Krishna's
ये यहाँ
eye?
3 मिला इसका प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, वहां एक क्यों घट गया?
It why
तब भगवान
Vishnu's
विष्णु ने
one eye
तुरंत
was
आ
reduced.
गया, ओम
So it is said
पूर्णमिदः
that,
पूर्णमिदः
and
पूर्णात्
Krishna is
पूर्णमुदच्यते
Om
पूर्णस्य
Purnamada
पूर्णमादाय
Purnamidam,
पूर्णमेव अवशिष्यते। भगवान विष्णु पूर्ण है,
that he, Lord Vishnu,
और
is
भगवान से
complete.
पूर्ण वस्तु निकल जाए
whole within himself. And if something is taken out from him, it is complete whole, and the one, and he remains this whole again. For him, 1 minus 1 remains 1. So he offered one eye as lotus, and he remained as it is, while Shivji got another eye. So all our limbs are not different. Similarly, Shiva is non-different than me. And Maitre Muni adds to Vidurji, Shiv and Lord Vishnu, a person who considers, who differentiates between them or doesn't see them as same, then he will never attain peace. And if you want to have peace, then we should not differentiate between the two.
So, 3 हो गए, मनु और शत्रुपा के आकुति, देहुति, प्रसूति. अब मनु और शत्रुपा के दो.
So we've discussed the two daughters. So we will conclude this session or kathas by listening about the two sons. So they had the younger son whose name was Uttanpad, and who had two wives, Suniti and Suruchi. Suniti son was Dhruva, and Suruchi's son was Uttam. And Uttanpad had removed his wife from Suniti from his home, and she was used to stay with Dhruva in a hut or a cottage, and Suruchi used to live with his husband and son Uttam in the palace. One day Dhruv was playing with Uttam in the palace. They both were playing, and Uttanpad picked Uttam and put him in his lap, but he didn't pick Dhruv. So Dhruv came and sat on the lap of his father, Uttanpad, but his stepmother couldn't tolerate it, and she removed him from her husband's lap. Oh, stupid child, you have so much courage. How dare you sit on the lap of the king, and you sit on the throne of the king? Just get out of here. Dhruv started crying, and he had this distress that my mother was abusing me, but my father didn't support me at all. And he started crying, sitting on the lap of his mother, Suniti.
Vrujinasya para ma pashyati bala kah bala ma mangalam tata pareshu mansta Bhungte jano yat paradukha dasta. सुनीति को जब पता चला कि
When
मामला,
Suniti realized what has happened, Suniti started crying. and she couldn't find any solution for her distress. And she told her son, crying, that whatever happened, you might have faced this distress, but you should not blame others for your distress. Whatever has happened in our life, whatever sadness or pleasure we get, is according to our past deeds or karma. And the person who gives his distress is just an instrument. So if he doesn't give, then somebody else will give it or will get it. So they are just instrument, but they are the result of our past deeds. So we should not blame others. And if we blame others, and if we tell or want to do something for them, a person who does anything wrong for others is doing something wrong for him first. So first you have to get entangled and you will fall, then only other person will fall. That is the philosophy or principle. So please don't blame other. And if you want to sit, you should worship Lord Vishnu. Suniti's advice touched him, and he met Narad Muni while on his way to forest, and he guided him, and Dhruv went to Vrindavan in Madhuvan, and he performed austerity there, and in 6 months he saw Lord Vishnu himself. But in those 6 months, the devotional service, he asked Dhruv, you can ask any benediction. He said that I wanted in search of a great kingdom, but I have got so much change due to devotional service that now I have no desire. Just give me an blessing, a boon that I can perform your devotional service and listen to your pastimes. But Lord told him that although you don't desire anything, yet I want to give you something. Gave him the kingdom to rule for 36,000, and he gave him a planet as well. And when Nan Sunan Parsh, eternal associates of Lord, came, so he said that my mother should go to Vaikuntha before me, because whatever I have achieved is because of my mother. So, by the potency of his devotional service, he sent his mother to the eternal abode of the Lord. And who says that the Pitru Paksh is not auspicious, or there is no glory in venerating our ancestors? A child like Dhruva, by the potency of devotional service, sent his father, his mother to Vaikuntha. No, there is no mention that she used to perform chanting or she used to do any service. And the son, on the potency of his devotional service, sent his mother. So if we also perform devotional service, then our ancestors will get the eternal abode of the Lord or liberation. So Dhruv had two sons, Vatsar and Utkal. Vatsar was married to Sobriti and they begot 6 sons. And in the same succession, Pushparan begot Vyushta, and then Sarvatejas, and his son Chakshu, and then Utlabhuk, and his son was Ang, and his son was Vain, and by churning the body of Vain, Lord Prithu was born. Prithu? Because of the torture of Vain, the earth stopped giving anything to living entities. So Prithu churned the cow and he manifested everything. And when he started performing Ashwamedh Yagya, he performed 99. And Devraj Indra started distressing them. And the Brahmanas bought Indra through the power of their mantras. And Lord Vishnu manifested, and they said that Brahmaji came and he said that you are intelligent, that's why I'm trying to tell you Indra is man. He is proud, but you are intelligent. So Prithu left his fire sacrifice, and because of this quality, Lord Vishnu manifested and he said, you can ask for any benediction because you have done a great sacrifice. You could have become legally the king of the heaven, but I, Vishnu, want to give you any benediction. So Prithu could have asked for the heaven, but great is Prithu Maharaj. He said that I don't desire anything, and if you really want to give me, then give me 10,000 years, because now these 2 years are not enough to listen to the Bhagavatam Katha. So there are so many good speakers in Kali Yuga who are speaking with such a great voice, and the same are doing it at the same time. So where shall we go and where we should not? So you should give 10,000 years so that we can hear to multiple listeners. And we can take the benefit of the pastimes of the Lord. So let me share with you one more pastime. When Prithu Maharaj asked for 10,000, then all the saints are just singing the glories of Prithu Maharaj, but Prithu Maharaj didn't like it. And he said, this is the verse. This is what Prithu Maharaj said. He said that except Lord or in front of the Lord, we should not sing the glories of anyone. Here, Lord himself is standing and you are singing my glories. He said with complete humility. That except the Lord or Krishna, we should not sing the glories of anyone else. At least in front of Lord Krishna, nobody else deserves to be praised. So the Acharyas have said beautifully that the Queen Draupadi, everybody knows about her devotional service towards the Lord, and everybody knows the mellows of Arjuna, but at say one level they also become negligible, or it appears to be small. So it is very important that we should know whom we should praise and where and when in the assembly. So Arjun and Draupadi went to the forest, and while roaming they went to the deep forest and it was hot, so they were in search of water, and they saw a cottage. She was welcomed. They were welcomed by a old woman, and they said that we want to drink some water. She said, "Sit." She was shivering. She was extremely old. That I will bring water for you. She went inside, and she saw that they saw that there were two swords on the wall of this old woman, and they both thought that this old woman who is almost dead, and she has two swords that are shining and are so sharp, and they had this question. So she bought water, and just they didn't drank it, but they asked this question that why these two swords are here. She said that don't ask about these swords, but they were persistent that please tell. The woman became upset and angry, and she said that I have kept one sword for Draupadi and the other for Arjun. When I see both of them, I will kill them both or slit their throats. And they are here. But she was unaware. And they were thinking that she should not know. Then Draupadi asked with courage, why you want to kill Draupadi? She was a great personality. She said that, why I want to kill Draupadi? Is your question? In the assembly of Kurus, Dushasan was disrobing her for such a small work. She asked or called Lord Krishna. She should have thought that in what position the Lord had with me. He came in such a huge speed from Dwarika. He came barefoot from Dwarika to Hastinapura. He was eating food. He left his food and he came to protect Draupadi. Even if she was disrobed or she could have died, wouldn't have made some change. But Krishna had to be hungry, and he was forced to walk barefoot. So I want to kill her for this reason. And now Arjuna asked that why you want to kill Arjun? She replied that for he couldn't find anyone else to be his charioteer. He worked as a charioteer. Arjuna used to sleep after the war, and Krishna used to heal and give water and clean the horses. Is this the work that should be done by the Lord? Is this the need of the Lord? When they heard about this from this old woman, they had this in mind that we are the favorite devotees of the Lord. But today, they realized that they were nowhere near. And Prithu Maharaj said that, whom are you praising? We just put the tilak and kanhi and we think that we are great. But there are far greater personality. There could be far greater listeners. So we will find a better person everywhere. Bhagvat is a huge and it is endless. But we all are bound with the time. And all the pastimes of the Bhagavatam, we should understand, realize them, and imbibe in our life. Ultimately, that is, and the conclusion of the Bhagavatam is to chant the holy names and make our life great. You all have been listening to the Katha by sitting at one seat or place. So I thank you all. I especially want to thank the organizers, the Agarwal family, Manoj Agarwal and Nidhi Agarwal and Lalita Agarwal. There is no doubt that their ancestors, that the welfare and liberation of their ancestors have already been done. That is why they've been able to organize this Bhagavatam. So let's remember them one more time. Sitaram Agarwal, Gomati Devi, Basanti Devi, Ramlal ji, Vishambar Lal ji, Vishwamangal Das. And in the reverie of all these ancestors, this 7-day Bhagavatam was organized. And in association of such lovely devotees and remembering all your ancestors for the welfare of the society at large, this Bhagavatam will continue. So after one day's gap, we will continue the Bhagavatam Katha. So we want to liberate our ancestors. So we'll just take 1 day gap and we'll start this journey again in this Pitru Paksh. We will try to finish all the 12 cantos in this Pitru Paksh. That is our goal. I'm extremely grateful to all of you. And please keep your mercy. And if there is any mistake, then please forgive me. And let's conclude the session with Jai Jaikar.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की श्री कृष्ण चंद्र